Hello, scholars. I hope you are fine and you are doing well with your studies. Today, I would wish to brief on the safety signs and the symbols. Last time, when we had a class on Monday, we said that we have some safety signs and the symbols that are applied in the workshops, and these signs and the symbols are used instead of words. And we said that when we use signs, we accurately communicate what we want to communicate, particularly when there is a number of languages used in particular place. It is not easy to work in the environment where everyone should understand the language that is used. So to make things easy, there are established signs and symbols that when they are communicated, they represent an information that is well recognized and understood by most peoples, even if they are from different languages. So as the technical drawing or engineering drawing becomes the language of engineers, also the signs and the symbols are the language of engineers, and this provides some useful information to the users of particular workshop, particular factory, particular place where the information are necessary. We have categories of symbols and design which are mostly applied in the workshops, in the factories, in industries. And these categories as have been listed here. So I will go from one to another, telling what does this symbol means, some issues to consider, or some issues to observe in the symbol. To start with this lecture, in order to comply with safety precaution, workshop rules, and the regulation, the student must understand the meaning of safety signs and symbols, because these provide some useful informations that are very necessary for you to understand. This will help the student to get information through sign symbols on their workplace. The symbols used must comply with the International Standard Organization ISO. Why ISO? Because this is the organization that controls the standard of the world. So to make the things standard all across the world, it was established the organization which will be controlling. This will make that the symbol can be accurately understood by any person. It is not a nice practice to have a symbol and a sign in Tanzania that would mean something else apart from what we mean in another country. So to make the thing standard to be understood by every person from any corner of the world, the standard was set by the ISO, and these are some of those things that are set in the standard. First, we have prohibition signs. These signs are used to prohibit, to restrict, to tell someone or an operator or the user of particular place that you are not allowed to do this, you are not allowed to pass here, you are not allowed to do what and what. So they prohibit, they restrict. The prohibition signs have a shape of a round. As you can see, it is a round shape. All of them are round shape. So the first identification of the prohibition sign is the round shape. and they have a background which is white. As you can see here, it is a white background, white background, white background, white background, white background. What does this mean is that when you have a shape of a round and the background beyond the picture itself, it is white. And normally the restriction or prohibition signs have this line. It is a round, but also the line which says prohibition. It is like a stop. And the symbol itself, or the item that is being prohibited, it is shown in a black color. Like you can see, a person is in black color. This cigarette is in black color. The smoking, yes, it's in black color. Or this means smoking or negative flame. So it is in black color. That is, the symbol or pictogram is in black color. So generally, these symbols are very necessary when you want to communicate a restriction or prohibition information. Like you can, for example, we have no smoking with a round and this line as a prohibition. We have a white background and we have a black picture or pictogram of what is being restricted. And here you can see also we have a flame, also the same restriction, a red round and a white background, etc. No access for pedestrian, no access for industrial vehicles, do not touch. But all of these pictures and examples shows a black picture, white background, and a round red shape. We have another signboard or signs, which is a warning sign. What does this mean? These warning signs are used to warn, to alert you that there is something that you must be aware, to provide the information, the warning information that you don't do that, you don't do this, don't act this way, don't do what and what and what. So the shape of this warning sign is triangular. The background is yellow with black edging and the pictogram is black. You can see here. We say the shape is triangular, which is black, and we also have a background which is yellow and a black pictogram. So we have triangular shape, we have a pictogram which is black, and we have a background which is yellow with a black edging, as we can see here. So like here it is danger, asbestos, that means there is the asbestos in particular place, so you need to be very careful, and this sign means an alert. We have a warning, scaffolding incomplete, therefore don't go to the climb. So for instance, we have overhead load. That means this area has some of the loads which are hanging up, and therefore you must be careful. Instead of in terms of wearing a helmet or passing at that area with care, or else you should not pass and find another route to pass through. So we have a risk of drop. So that means when you see these warning signs, what is very important is that you should be very careful in that particular place and observe the situation and act based on what the situation is. So don't just go there and do just things comfortably. You need to be aware and be careful. You need to observe things. You need to be careful and keep monitoring on the situation. We have industrial vehicles. That means you are supposed to be very careful in that place, watching every time for the moving vehicles and act accordingly. We have danger for electricity. That means that at that particular place there is an electricity, a flowing electricity. So you need to be aware of that, and then don't touch something that can conduct electricity, and other electricity safety precautions should be taken at that particular place. We have this sign, which is a general danger. That means it is not specifically showing any precautions, but it is telling you that at this place you should be very careful. Just be very careful of what it is not mentioned, but be careful. It may be careful of electricity danger, careful of dropping, careful of a load head, careful of industrial vehicles, but be careful. In most cases, these signs is provided during in the entrance. So after this sign, other specific signs follows, like we give you the general danger on the door when you're entering, and then inside the house you'll be given whether the electricity danger is, whether the vehicle is the vehicle moving. But when you are entering, you have been told that you must be careful. So we move to another one, which is a mandatory signboards. What are the mandatory signboard? That means this are the signboards which are used to give you the mandatory information, the mandatory actions that you should do. It is giving you the information of what you must do. It is not an option to do that. It is must. You must do something. So this is provided by the mandatory signs. The shape of this sign is always round, and the background is blue with a white pistogram. So for instance, we have this. We have a blue shape, we have a round shape with a blue background, and the sign which is being shown, say a symbol, a white symbol. Have a white symbol. So like, what does this mean here? Maybe it is you must wear eyes goggles, you must wear ear defenders, you must wear gloves, you must wear overall overcoat, you must wear eye shield, you must wear mask, you must clean after the use, and then you must this is the pedestrian must use this way or this route. So this is must. You must do. For you to be safe, for you to be there, you must comply with this. That is the mandatory sign. That means you must comply with the information given in these pictures. So at this area means you are not allowed to be there without the eyes goggles, the ear defenders, the gloves, or the overcoat or overall. So this is must. It's mandatory. You are given the information of what to do at that particular area. So another sign is emergency escape or first aid signboard. These are used to provide the information on the emergency escape and first aid signboards. They provide you the information on some of the ways to escape, where the first aid is found. The shape is always a rectangular or a square. It depends on the particular information that is aimed to be provided. And the background is green. As you can see, it is a rectangular but a green background with a white symbol or pictogram. So for instance, this says that in the case of emergency, you have to run toward this direction. So there is an exit. There is a door for exit during an emergency. The same applies here. It is showing you the direction of the escape. This plus sign means this is a first aid kit. So it is whether the first aid room or the first aid kit or something that is related to the first aid is labeled with this rectangular shape with green background and a white symbol. This is for instance, this is a first aid call center or first aid call assistance, and here we have somewhere where the person can wash himself as a first aid for maybe was emergency, there is a chemical spillage of the something, the chemical contamination, so you have to go very fast to this place and wash your body or the area which is being affected by that particular hazardous material. So these symbols generally provide the information on how to escape in danger and how to get the first aid. So when you see a green background in a square shape or a rectangular shape with a symbol of a white symbol, that means it is particularly used for emergency and making you safe after something has happened, after any hazard or danger has happened. So this is where to make you safe after occurrence of a a hazardous situation. So we have the number five. The fifth one is firefighting signboards. These firefighting signboards are the information or the signs that are used to tell the person on the issues of the firefighting equipment and escape. So they are providing the information on where to get the equipment for firefighting, where to escape during the firefighting, where to get the assistant on reporting the firefighting emergency. So they normally have a rectangular or square shape, like the first aid one, the first aid and the previous one, the emergency and the first aid. So they are single, they are square or rectangle. They have a white symbol or pictogram as the previous one on the emergency and the first aid. The only difference is that the color here is red. Remember, it is red. It is danger. It is a fire sign, so it is red. The background is red, but the shape may be square or rectangle. The color of the pictogram or symbol is always white. So for instance, here it is a fire hose where you can get the fire containing the hose containing water for extinguishing fire. Here it is the ladder which can be used to climb from one place to another for whether for evacuation or for extinguishing fire. We have the fire extinguisher. This shows where the fire extinguisher is found. It's normally placed near the fire extinguisher. Near the fire extinguisher. We have the emergency fire telephone. This is used to report the emergency of fire emergency, so that you can get assistance on extinguishing the fire or evacuating the stuck team or person. We have the signs of directions, left, right, up, down. These are used for exit, the emergency exit. So you have to run toward this direction to escape from the fire accident. So these are used to escape during the fire occurrence so that you rescue yourself. We have supplementary signs. These are used as the signs that are used to report some information out of those listed above. So we have this supplementary, and we always have a background which is white, and the wording is black. Mostly they are used in terms of word. Other sometimes they have a safety color in the background and contrasting color. The safety color means they can have the color of particular information that is being provided. It is supplementary means it is extra but can have a close relationship with the listed 5.1. So it may be providing, it is supplementary, but it's providing some information on the fire issue. So it can have a background which is red, meaning it is out of those standard symbols and designs concerning the fire, but it is also reporting issues regarding to fire issue. So it can have the fire color. The wording is contrasting color. In most cases, this supplementary information, because it's not standard, it uses words rather than symbols. Like here, we put this sign of direction, because it is standard. But sometimes, if it's not a standard, you have to write words so that someone can read. Because if he goes to books of standards of signing the symbols regarding to safety, we won't find. So it's better you write them in words. So it says that there is a statement that the sign must be as simple as possible. The design must be simple as possible, and details not comprehensible must be omitted. So the unnecessary information or details that are there must be omitted. You remain with what is very important and it is simple to understand. So I have summarized this information in a table showing the meaning of colors and what information they are providing. For instance, we have red color. As we've seen before, the red color we've seen in the prohibition signs, in the firefighting, and it actually means a danger. So what does it mean? The meaning is prohibition sign. That's where we use red, like stop, don't do that, don't do this. We use also in firefighting, which is also dangerous. The instruction information that is provided is that this is a dangerous behavior. And also in terms of fire, in case of fire, they identify identification and location of fire. Identify fire and identification of location of fire, fighting equipment or fire escape. We have yellow color, which is seen in the warning signboards, which is a warning sign. That means it tells you to be very careful, to take precaution, to examine the situation before doing anything. So this is indicated in the yellow background. When we have blue, we said it was for mandatory, something that you must do. It is information of what we must do at particular place or particular machine. The mandatory sign is a specific behavior or action where personal protective equipment mostly is used to guide or to inform the operators or the workshop users or the industry users, the factory users, someone who is related with this place to where PP is. We have a green. We've seen green in the emergency escape and the first aid. So that means there is no danger. It is somewhere where you can get relief, somewhere where you will be safe. It is mostly placed in door exit, routes, equipment, and facilities that are specifically for the escape and first aid. We also have, this is the combination of colors. As you have seen the colors there, the colors we have used has been illustrating this information. But we also have a combination of shapes. The combination of shapes and colors. when we are looking for the signboards, we seen some common shapes. The first one was round, which we used in the prohibition and the mandatory. The second one was warning, which we used in caution. This The third one was square or rectangular, which we used on the fire issues and the issue of emergency and first aid. So it is the matter of color, like so we've seen these shapes in the previous, and we've seen where we applied, but we also had a combination of shapes and colors. Like when we had prohibitions, we had a red color with a round shape. We had a yellow color with triangular shape for warning. We had a square or a rectangular shape with red means fire fighting, with green means emergency and first aid, with blue it meant information or instruction. So we also had blue with round shape, which was meaning mandatory, as we have seen in the previous uh, information, where the mandatory sign, like wearing of the ear defenders, wearing of overcoat and overall, in all other mandatory information was given in the round shape but with a blue color. So there is a combination of this sign and the colors which meaning a certain specific information. So the shape has its own meaning, and also the color has the meaning as been given here. So there are some other information that can be provided, but just an acoustic signs. We say the acoustic signs, like you're operating a machine, you're operating a vehicle, you are controlling someone to do a certain action, and maybe you are far, you cannot just speak a lot of words and being understood. For instance, if you are someone is going reverse, is driving a car in a reverse direction, and because the car might be long, it needs someone who is on the ground to operate to control or to give information to the driver on the specific situation in the ground, like where to turn, what to do, and something like that. So in that situation, we do not use words or information just as we speak. We always use some signs, whether the signs can be like the physical sign, or you can use acoustic sign. When we say acoustic sign, that means we produce a certain specific sound that it is very clear, it is simple for the person who is intended to hear it accurately and to understand what does that sound mean. And also sometimes we can use the head sign, the hand signs, like when we control the car by using the hand, or a call sign. So those signals or signs that are provided by the acoustic, but it's not actually mentioning the all words, but a certain sound represent a certain information, that is, we say it is acoustic signs. And this acoustic sign must be commonly understood, must be clear, must overcome the environmental sounds or frequency. That means you can be producing a certain acoustic sign, but that acoustic sign is overcome with the environmental noises. So you must have a acoustic sign that is produced and has a higher level of frequency compared to the environment, so that it can reach to the person who is intended without being misinterpreted. And also we have the illustration of using hands and other human body parts to provide some information. Like you can see, this person is saying start at both arms are extended horizontal with the palm facing forward. That means start attention or start of command. This is the stop or interruption, end of movement. This one we always see the traffic in the road providing information by raising their hands. And also you can see here, etc., etc. So you can read by yourself, but these are not common, are not a standard. In every place you will be, there might be a standard that is established depending on their activity, what they operate, etc. So these are just some few illustration of the what the signboards is. This useful information, the useful signs, the useful
Let us share.
sorry for interaction. So this is illustration of the useful signs and the symbols that are necessary for the safety, to be safe, to work well in your environment, and to make sure that the workshop becomes the safe place for the machine, for the users, for you, and for your colleague. So during the practical training in the workshop, you are advised to follow these signs and the symbols as they appear in the workshop. You must comply with these signs along with the safety precaution that we studied in the last class session. So I wish you all the best, and this is the end of the some signs and the symbols used in the safety. Thank you.